שחי למצוא ורחוק מפנימי מכרום עוד אתמול לבלו היי ושלום ושלום לא יחזור איש שחי ורחוק מפניני מכרום בוא תחבול לבנו ושלום ושלום לא יחזור שקר אחר Hashem שחי למצוא ורחוק מפניני מכרום בוא תחבול לבנו ושלום ושלום לא יחזור שקר אחר בשוש מלך המשיח בו היי בשוש מלך המשיח בו יוי 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 מלכה גג בייס המקדוש משמיע לישראל ויוי בשוש מלך המשיח בו בשוש מלך המשיח בו אוי אוי מדלגה כגבי סמי קדוש משמיע לישראל ויומי ענבים ענבים הגיע הזמן הגיע הזמן הגיע לכם וימין אתם מאמינים וימין אתם מאמינים ויום ויויני שזרע ענבים ענבים הגיע הזמן הגיע הזמן הגיע לכם וימין אתם מאמינים וימין אתם מאמינים ויום ויויני שזרע אל תצליחנו, השם אלוקינו, לא לידי מתנ"ס בשר ודם, ולא לידי הבוסום. וינו אל תצליחנו, השם אלוקינו, לא לידי מתנ"ס בשר ודם, ולא לידי הבוסום. הקים לידך, לידך, עמלי יחפשוך, הקדושה וירחבו, שלא ינבוש, ולא ניכולם, ליום קים לידך, אוי לידך, עמלי יחפשוך, הקדושה וירחבו, שלא ינבוש, ולא ניכולם, ליום הקים לידך, לידך, עמלי יחפשוך, הקדושה וירחבו, שלא ינבוש, ולא ניכולם, ליום הקים לידך, אוי לידך, עמלי יחפשוך, שלא ינבוש, ולא ניכולם, ליום
Stop again. I would like to confirm that, contrary to popular opinion, my mother and my Aunt Tallulah were not on the beers. but clearly they went up the shelf a bit. At this junction, I've been given the pleasant task of introducing my first brother-in-law, Levi. I remember I think Shui's told me already, I think we all know that anything that's said under a chuppah is absolute truth. And so therefore, when I claimed the title as the favorite uncle, it is an absolute truth. And therefore also when we read in the Ksuba, that I will cherish and honor. The absolute truth is that's what Zalman's going to do for Michal. And if anyone's done that over the course of 25 odd years, that's definitely what Levi has done for Bria. I remember when right before I mentioned at the beginning that it might not have been the wedding the way Michal envisaged it when she was growing up, but 2 weeks before Bria's wedding, we were struggling to get Levi into town in time because we had applied for a spousal visa and they were giving us a hard time. And I told Bria at the time, I remember I'd been in Yeshiva, and I explained there's no big problem because you can get married by a shliach. But she didn't want to hear about it. It was all about the photos. But Michal's demonstrated and Zalman demonstrated that it's clearly about the Kiddushin, it's clearly about the holiness, it's clearly about the greatness. And therefore, whatever life has thrown at them over the last few months, they've rolled with it, they've taken it, they've moved on. Talking about rolling with it and moving on, I promised my oldest sister that I'd be nice. And so therefore, without further ado, I would like to introduce to you a Yid, a Talmid Chacham, a Chassid, a Yerei Shamayim, a Lamdan, someone who's gone through half of Shas with his wife.
Put your mask on.
Huh? Someone who, although Mendel Servancy has asked that no titles, I'm really just starting. I'm just warming up the titles that this man deserves. But tonight he's got the greatest title of all. I'd like to introduce the father of the bride.
Well, Alicia, I can't believe I got up that easy. Welcome, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Mazel tov to everyone. First and foremost, the people behind me, the light is blinding, but I can see them. Mazel tov to our wonderful Chassan and Kala, to Zalman and Michal. To our wonderful Michaltanim, to Mendel and Chana. To the extended family, to my parents who are here with us. Even if you don't see them, they are definitely here. Hi, Manta, if you're up at 5 in the morning, I'm not sure, but you'll see this if you're not seeing this now live. To the extended Tenenbaum and Greenbaum, Lobenstein, Andruzier, Serebransky, and Turk families. As I am the first grandson married into the family, and Baruch Hashem had the honor of knowing Zayda Lobenstein for many years, I clearly recall not just at our wedding, but at every family simcha, he got up and he started with the bracha of Baruch Atah, Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shechiyanu v'yekimanu v'yigiyanu l'zman hazeh. Sorry I couldn't say it in the same accent that he did, but that is certainly something that he said at every simcha, and I certainly feel the same. What a wonderful honor and a pleasure and a privilege to have everyone here. This is beyond our wildest imagination, and at the same time I say shechiyanu, I give a shvach v'edah to the Eibishter for the wonderful opportunity in being able to have such a simcha with our dear and closest family. And it's really, really touching and especially incredibly heartwarming. And on that note, I really want to take the opportunity to thank both, I don't know if they hear me where they are because I can't see with the light, but both Michal and Shana and Shimon, the Manshari clan, and all their staff who have done an incredible, incredible job, who have made this simcha happen. We can't thank you enough. Thank you very much. Whenever we have a wedding and there's a new member to the family, we're not losing a daughter, chas v'shalom, we're not losing anyone, we're not losing you, Michal, but on the contrary, we're gaining a son. Welcome Zalman into our family. Another tall one, in case we need two light globes changed at the same time. And besides, we're not really losing you, Michal, because you can't really go anywhere, being locked on this great big island of ours. But of course, moving on to a short Tvartera, the Pilpul, my Mechutin said earlier, he'll repeat it for those that want to hear it. So I'll just stick to a short Tvartera. The Parsha we came from, the Parsha that the Ufruf was on, and the message of life, as we know in Zohar, is Takel Baraisa, Ubara Alma, is the Parsha we just had a few days ago, Parsha Lech Lecha. I don't know if many of you know, and this is especially for my dear wife, who loves Gematrias. Lech Lecha is the same Gematria as Michal. Lech Lecha is 100, and Michal is 100. So certainly, if there is a lesson to be taken from, let's look at the lesson at the Parsha we read a few days ago. So we all know, Lech Lecha me'artzecha me'maladecha me'beis avicha, Hashem told Avram, it's time to move on. 75 years old, he spent enough time with his parents, not 21 years, Michal, but 75 years, and it was time to go. And this was obviously one of his greatest tests and nisyonos of the famous 10 nisyonos that he had. Now, Lech Lecha me'artzecha, you guys can't go anywhere. You're not leaving this country. Sorry, that's just not happening. U'me'meladetecha, you can't leave either. Ma'beis avicha, to leave your parents' house, you're both doing. You can do it, and you are doing it. And where are you going? You're going El haaretz asher areka, to the land that I will show you. They had no idea what was ahead of them. Avram and Sarah were commanded to travel and to leave their household, their parents' house, and to go on this mysterious, wonderful journey. They had no idea who, what, when, where, how, why, what would happen. But they had total emunah and bitachin, total faith and trust in Hashem, who promised them greatness. And what an adventure it became. It was difficult, there were trials, there were tribulations, there were tests, there were successes. They had to go to Mitzrayim not long after. But Avram and Sarah were determined to do what Hashem wanted of them, and they used every koyach they had with incredible strength and steely commitment to climb the peak and achieve the ultimate, where they were crowned with much success. Chassidus explains, Eretz is Ratzain. Sheratzasa lases Ratzain kaina. The determination, the Ratzin, the willpower to do what needs to be done and to do the right thing. That is a message that both of you, Michal and Zalman, can take with you. Both of you have that strength and fortitude. You have that from your ancestors. Not just from your parents, but going back all the generations. As we know in Zohar, 3 generations participate in a chasana. And if I start going through all of the ancestors on both your sides, on the Serebransky and extended family, on the Tenenbaum and extended family, not just the family, the many things that they did here, but all the Mesiras Nefesh they had over the years, wherever they were. You have that fortitude. You have that investment. And once you have that backing, look how much easier it becomes. Look at the next generation. Yitzchak and Rivka had a much easier life because Avram and Sarah paved the way for them. So too, Michal and Zalman, we and those that came before us paved the way for you, and you will continue in Mirz Hashem in that path. I give you every bracha to build a warm Chassidish home with open doors, like today's Chumash, today's Chitas, Achnasas Archim, and to bring much nachas. And you have our full backing and support, including, again, the support of all those grandfathers, great-grandfathers, great-grandmothers, and the generations back. I'll conclude with a short vart. The Gemara Psachim says, and we all know this because we all quote, that a person should marry off his daughter, a bas Talmud Chacham to a Talmud Chacham. And the Gemara says, it's connected to a pasuk, in ve'agefen, be'in ve'agefen, davar noam iskabel. We all quote that. Why in ve'agefen? What's so special about a geffen? There are other fruits that are beautiful. There are other fruits, that the Gemara could have used as well. Why geffen? Why grapes and why wine? And there are many interesting interpretations, but a clear, straightforward one is, we all know, and we have Baruch Hashem, a wine connoisseur behind me here who's made special wine. Thank you for the simcha tonight. That wine, as it ages, it gets even better. And that's the way a marriage should be. It's not just about tonight, and it's not just about the next week, but a marriage should stay strong and fresh and maintain the connection and love and care you have for each other and get even stronger as time goes on. And that is why we say, Inve HaGefen, B'Inve HaGefen, Davar Noam Niskabel. I want to take this opportunity firstly to thank a most incredible Kala, and sorry for being biased, but we all know Michal is always cool, calm, and collected. I don't have to tell anyone here, or even if I did, you would have no idea what's been happening in both the house on Wendon and the house on Moulton over the last few weeks as things shifted all the time. And Michal is an incredible testament. And I am incredibly proud of you and jealous of you in how calm you were in everything and how your positive attitude and accepting of everything. That was an incredible lesson for me to learn and for everyone else. And kol hakavod to that. And to conclude with a thank you to my wonderful Eishes Chayil. Her name is Broya, for those that don't know. Now, usually at a wedding, you have hundreds of people, and it's not the family, so they start the whole thing. Is it a Chassidish thing to say, not to say, sorry, Mendel, but besides for Mendel, and Mendel deserves an incredible yashikach for coming along with the rest of the family. But really, I cannot speak enough. And I'm not just talking about the last 26 years, but what you've shown, not just all the time, and the incredible work that you do in school, in chinuch and at home, but how you put together this wedding is just beyond. And you deserve an incredible yashikach. I really can't thank you enough, and I only wish you and all of us that we should be able to continue to make simchas and be able to make proper simchas as we have now, because this is 100% a proper simcha, and be able to dance with all our families and to be able to celebrate with all of you. Thank you all very much for coming. Thank you. Mazel tov, mazel tov.
It's true, you didn't say enough about Bria. By all rights, she should be coming up now and giving us a siyum on the other half of Shas.
Let's go.
Except Reb Mendel says he's not sure if his side of the family would understand it all. So, in place of Bria speaking, she's asked some of her favorite children to speak. We could have picked the beanpole, we could have picked on Shmuel Mendel, or the new beanpole of Zalman to speak on her behalf. Ex-Folly without you in the house. Ex-Folly, I mean you're 8, but it's not the same. But Folly, welcome back. It's been fantastic to have you. Rachel and Dvora, they give you so much nuts, and especially we give Rachel, a big mazel tov being appointed the school captain this week. And Noni is just pure pleasure with that sense of honesty and straight face and enjoyment every moment. But of all the ones to choose from, the two that are prepared and care and are coming to speak on behalf of all their siblings, I would like to call on Folly and Vera. And O'Connor.
Foley, sing it about Torah, Foley.
Very good speech. Everyone
I'm
can
just
hear
asking
you.
questions.
Thank you all for coming. To be honest, this is awesome. I've always wanted the mic in front of, all the family and friends. It kind of made my dream today, so thank you everyone for having me. Thank you, Michal and Zalman, for getting married. But unfortunately, due to COVID-19 restrictions, The song and dance that we had prepared will not be able to go on as planned. But to kind of make the way for what would have been, we'll present you to with our short dance production. Thank you.
This is funny.
Thank you, family and friends, for joining with us in celebrating. This day is about a beautiful young woman and a quiet, caring, and colossal husband. On this night, I am deeply sorry to see Michal go, due to the fact that Rachel will not be able to fill the gaping hole left in the household chores, which would mean I must help more instead of being the bubbly favorite princess of the house. Wink, wink. I'm so excited to have another home away from home. All I'm waiting for now is the keys to the kingdom, or the code to the apartment will do.
Michal has always been like a little sister to me. I mean, she still continue to do so. But I protected her, shielded her, and taught her everything she needed to know to survive in this and thrive in this terrifying world. Growing up, me, Mu, and Michal were like the three musketeers. Sorry, Bachim, Rachim, and Shalom. Our relationship over time only grew from late afternoon swims in the beach house, which made some of the aunts very jealous, to some guidelines which she kept me in to keep me on the straight and narrow, which continue to this day.
We will all miss your famous cookies. What, with 550 Instagram followers?
Woo!
You have made it to celebrity status in our eyes.
Let's go!
But first, be honest, as Tar says, the cookies aren't even that good. It's for the look, not the taste.
Yes!
We know you received an extraordinarily large mix master for all your baking needs, but you're not fooling anyone if you think you're not keeping your booming business going at Milton Avenue.
Zalman, such a lovely name, which brings boundless amounts of joy to our dear sister. This union joins together two of Melbourne's most influential families when it comes to education in Jewish life. We know we found a keeper when he fits right into the family business. No, not education, rather the restaurant dining experience in Melbourne. Shabbos meals with you, Zalman, have been a large and boisterous affair. I mean, someone has to eat that slice of gefilte fish and jar of grain. What a good wife Michal is. She already knows what you like at your Shabbos meal, salmon. Of all the people in the world to come to our wedding, we'd like to make a grand welcome to Australia's cricket captain from suspension. Everybody put your hands together for Mr. Steve Smith! Woo!
Michal, even though you and Rachel tease me a lot, I love you so, so, so much, and I really am so happy that you're getting married. Mazel tov, Michal and Zalman.
Hey Zalman, I'm really excited about the wedding and I'm really glad that you got engaged and are now a happily married couple. I mean, it had to happen someday. I think you and Michal, from all my experience, are a perfect match. I'm so excited to welcome you into the family.
Thank you all for joining us, even in such a trying time. My heart is overflowing with joy over this incredible marriage. May it be a binyan adiyad. This wedding has been authorized by the Dan Andrews and Victorian government. Thank you.
Noni. At the equivalent juncture 25 years ago when Bria and Levi got married.
And just quickly, I'd like to make a quick shout out. It's Chaim Andruzier's birthday. He's turning 20, so a big happy birthday to him.
Thank you all. Woo! Can I get a clap, please? A clap?
At the equivalent occasion on Bria's and Levi's wedding, my father gave an amazing speech for 45 minutes about the philosophical and theological concepts of simcha.
Gonna repeat it now, is he?
It's available on YouTube. We'd like to ask people to take the l'chaim glasses home with you. They have been toveled. They were toveled when they belonged to the Tenenbaums, and now when you take it yourself, you do not have to tovel it again. And there's also a chura which has been written by Mendel and from words of his father, which is on the tables. We invite you to peruse those at your leisure and take them home.
It's Grumman now.
There is, I thought that was the Grumman. Just wasn't
That
rhyming.
was not the Grumman. No.
Oh, sorry. There is now Grumman.
Yes.
By
By Shmuel.
Shmuel
Who's
Oberstein.
singing the Grumman? Hands up, anyone? We didn't get that far. Shui?
Extemporaneously, Shmuel and Shui will now make up some Grumman.
I need 2 pages, not 1. Here, this should give it to me. She's doing a good job.
I can't sing, but no one else is doing it. It's fine. I have it. Everyone needs to sing along. Yeah, 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 da, 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 yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 da, 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 yeah, yeah. To Michal and Zalman on this special day, Mazel Tov would like to say, as we set off and start heading to kick off your second wedding. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. It was a challenge finding the date. Yeah, 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 yeah. That would not make Dan irate. Da, 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 yeah, yeah. Closed were the halls, the pubs, the bars. So we decided to celebrate beneath the stars. Yeah, 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 da, 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 yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 da, 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 yeah, yeah. Your parents were breaking out in a cold sweat. Yeah, da, 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 yeah, yeah. It's a good thing patience is your greatest asset. Yeah, da, 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 yeah, yeah. While the day and place was a matter for the bookies. Da, 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 yeah. You just kept on making your famous cookies. No Melbourne event was quite complete if Michal Tenenbaum did not perform her feat of cookies so real, so vivid, so neat that you put them on the shelf and dare not eat. Come on, sing, sing. But you really move into your territory when you begin to tell a good long story. And when telling the yarn is quite advantageous, then you have a laugh that's so contagious. Yeah, 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 yeah. Come on. That's not to say you're fond of a riot, or contraire, you prefer a bit of quiet. And while you're not an insurrectionist, you're an implaceable perfectionist. Ay, 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 ay. There's something that triumphs your pursuit of perfection. It's your love for kids, your endless affection. And to anyone who's seen you in creche, it not need be stated. It's a love that is fully reciprocated. Ay, 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 ay. There's something which Michal occasionally claims. It's her mastery of any and all board games. But Zalman, where you really will be outdone, is Michal's fondness for good and clever pun. Gosh. Michal moonlights as a surrogate mother to that little rascal Nuni, her brother. But even that won't be nearly as traumatic of sleeping each night alone in an attic. Michal, you feel Bubba and Zeta with endless pride. Just yesterday they cradled you, today they wet your chuppah side. But there's one thing that will be always last. It's you calling Zeta after a fast. Levi, Broya, Ru, Kudulim, Shigadul, Tem. There's so much for which you give thanks to Hashem. Perhaps what you'll miss most now that Michal is wed is her making Shabbos each week from 8 to Z. Baruch, Abigail, Kivi, we wish you could take part. But we know that you're right here in our hearts. Many waters cannot quench love, rivers cannot sweep it away. We'll all be together again someday. Zalman, you are husband and wife.
Woo!
Embarking on the greatest and most awesome journey in life.
Woo-hoo!
We look on with joy, there's not much we can say. Other than l'chaim to send you on your way.
Thank you.
There we go.
Okay, before we have dessert, this wonderful garden party is Simchas Chasam Ekala, and I'm saying it in Hebrew especially. We're going to have some Levitic music, but we've been asked by the authorities here to dance in place, and please respect that so that there isn't any issues chas v'shalom with the Medina, the Chulu V'dal. So thank you, Yudi and Morty, for playing tonight, and to make it a bit Levitic. And again, please keep social distance and dance in place only. Thank you very much. Rishi, thank you.
Do you mean that? Or do you really want us to do?
I am a bit stuck.
Do you mean it? Hey, Dewey.
picture of me and Michal and Bobby and Zeddy.
Just do one more.
Let me get another picture of me and
One
Michal,
more
Bobby and Zeddy.
coming.
Now me and Michal.
One more, Yuri. One more.
Wait, Michal,
Mazel tov, mazel tov.
Take Coral out.
Can Yuri do one more?
Lovely.
I don't know. That was like we got into it. Like, nah.
It's really far, you can't walk.
Can someone say Yuri?
Mental. You put drugs into him. It was unreal.
Don't you remember at Faye's wedding? He was on the stilts.
Yeah, I do, mate. Yeah, Shimon, yeah, I do.
Man, your back is going to feel that. Man, your back's going to feel
Alpha point, alpha point.
The question is, what drugs that are also injured to do that? You must have been well lubricated. No, even